Hello everybody, welcome to another training series from Ocheck Technology. And in today's project, we're going to be looking at creating a login page using just HTML and CSS. And I believe that by the end of this class, you will have more insight on how HTML and CSS work. If you look at the background of this screen, you'll be seeing that we have a look of what we are going to be achieving at the end of this training. So quickly, let's dive into the training section. First of all, you need to open your Visual Studio Code, and for those who have not installed a Visual Studio Code, it's a text editor. You can look at one of my previous videos where I put you through how to install your text editor, majorly the Visual Studio Code. But if you have any other text editor, feel free to use it. It will also give us the same thing. So now I'm going to open my Visual Studio Code, and yes, this is the environment. First of all, we're going to be dealing with the file management system, arranging all our folders and our files that we're going to need for this project. So if you come up here at the file menu, you click it, you go down to open folder. You want to create a folder and also open that same folder, and we're going to be doing that on our desktop. We're doing that on our desktop. So here's my desktop. At the moment, my desktop is empty. So at this top menu, you have a new folder. So I'm creating a new folder and I'm naming it login. And I'm just clicking enter. While I've highlighted it, I come down here to select folder, and it will open up in my Visual Studio text editor, giving me access to be able to create other files and a folder inside using my text editor. Alright, now we are in our folder. So the next folder we're going to be creating now are CSS, font, image, and JS folder. Inside here, if you look at the top here, you have login. This is login, the main folder. If you look at this part here, you have a new file, folder, this for refresh, and this for collapsing folders. Now we're going to create more folders with this menu, with this icon. As we click on it, I'm naming the first one CSS. I'm pressing enter. I'm clicking on the black space, this empty space. I'm coming back to create another one, and I'm naming it fonts. Yeah, I'm clicking on this place, and I'm coming back again, and I'm creating another folder, images. And the last folder, which is JS, just in case we might be using a JS, but I'm not sure. So for the last file we are creating now, at the blank space, I'm clicking on this one. I'm going to click on this new file, and I'm writing index.html. This is going to be where we are writing our HTML code, and we're coming into the CSS folder. This CSS folder, I'm clicking it. If you look at it, the arrow is dropped down, unlike this. And I'm going to create a file there, and I'm going to name it style.css. So this is where we're going to write our other file. Now I want us to put, there are some other files we'll be needing here, which we are not going to write. They are already written for us, and that will take us to my website where you can download those files. You can also browse it online, and you can get the same exact file. If you come to my website, ocheck.technology/download/access file, you get those files. For the first tutorial we did a coming soon web page. These are the files there, but for this login page, we're going to be using Bootstrap 5.01, and we're going to be using flat icon font CSS. That's for the CSS. Then for the font, we're going to be using this flat icon Wolf 2. So I'll implore you to download the three of them, and then you put this one in the CSS folder and put this one in the font folder. So let's do it together. So I'm downloading the Bootstrap, also downloading the flat icon, and I'm downloading the flat icon, the font. So yes, three of them I've downloaded. So now we'll go to my folder, go to your folder, these are the files we just download. Quickly, let's go down to our desktop. Let's go to our desktop. You find out that this folder is not on our desktop. Login, and when you open it, yeah, you see our CSS, font, image, JS, and index, which we created while using our Visual Studio Code. Now for the CSS, we still have our style. So I want us to go back to our download. We're going to pick the two CSS. This is a CSS with hashtag. We're taking the two of them. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to paste it inside my CSS. Yes. And I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to my font. Currently my font folder is empty, and I'm taking just my font and I'm pasting it inside my font folder. And if we come to our Visual Studio Code, you find out that our CSS, which we added, are now there, updated, and our font icon already updated. So lastly, for me, I am going to be making use of the images which I used for my first tutorial, which was coming soon page. I'll be transferring those images because I'm repeating those images with this one. So I will be putting them into that file, and then we'll continue from there. So alright, what I'm about doing now is to copy the files I need for my images into my images folder, and I'm only just using a BG, a background, and an icon just for this project. So now back to our HTML. As we all note in the first video training section, I told you that there's a shortcut to input all the codes needed, all the default code needed for your HTML. By the time you input HTML, you come and take HTML5. It has given you all the necessary information. At this title here, we're going to change this title to login. Now we'll save it. So the first thing we're going to do is now we want to try and make sure that all our CSS, our font, our style sheets, including our far icon, the icon that will be at top of our web bar, will all be here. So we want to link them here. So the first one we're doing is linking up our far icon. So when you type link, you see it here, you have the far icon. So once you have done it like this, will it come now and include the place where we are picking it from? I'm picking it from images, and this is the far icon. The next one we want to do now is to link in our CSS. So we're linking in now our style sheet, and then when we type link, we have CSS here, and then now the only thing we just need to correct here is we need to correct this. This will not be correct, so we are going to CSS, and we are taking the first one, which is a bootstrap. We're taking another one, link, CSS. The next one is our flat icon. The last one, link, CSS. We're taking the last one, which is a style, CSS, style sheet. And I believe that that should be all for now. So there's something we need to still add, which is our type. Our type should be text /CSS. So we're repeating it for every other one. And then let's come down here and do hello. We are here. And then let's run up it from our desktop and see if we can get so this is our index. We're running it up on our browser now. So we are here, it's already showing, and then this is just the far icon. This is what I've done so far, and then this is our login, which is our title, the title of our website. So quickly let us go back and now let's start. In our body, we're going to be implementing a class, and we're going to be having a class to be with a background bg. And then quickly let's come and style that immediately. Here we're having .bg, and inside it we're having background, and let's just set it blue. We have background. We're going to be setting a background image, but before that let's run it to be sure that we are seeing the blue here. You see that everything has changed to blue, but we're going to still cover it up with an image. So image, background image URL, and then inside it we're going to be having dash dash. Then we're coming down to image, and we're taking our background image. We're going to be setting background repeat, and we're going to be using no repeat. And next, and lastly, we're going to be having background size, and we're going to say cover. We want it to just cover the whole page. And when we come back here and we refresh, I have that my background now, which is displaying. So now we'll move to the next one. We're creating the first, let me put a comment. And here we're going to be having login start. And then we'll just repeat it, login end, and we'll give a space. And we're going to be putting in our first div. The div is going to be having a class of login, and then let us set that. Let's begin to set our div. Let's set the CSS for that login dot login. So if you look at it, I'm putting a dot because I'm trying to call up that CSS. The first attribute we're giving here is top, and for our top we're giving it 0, and our bottom we're also giving bottom 0. Next we're giving a width, and we're using 100%. Next we're giving a mean height, that is a minimum height, 100 VH. The next we're giving a text alignment, and we're putting the text alignment to be center. So every text we're putting in should be center. Position for this should be relative, yes. And the display, let's give it a display. Let it display, and let the display be flex. And then justification, justify content. We want to justify the content. I want to maintain it center too, because we want everything to apply align at the center of the website or the web page. Also the items, we want it to be center. And then we're giving a padding, a general padding of 30 px and 15 px. That's pixel. That's for the login page. And then if we come to our browser now, we actually are not seeing anything, but it's reflecting there. We've only just set it for now. So we'll move down and we add the second div, and that div we're going to be calling the class from our bootstrap, a container. And then we're taking another div and we're setting our row, class row. Then we're having another div, and inside this div we're having a class column, and then after that now we're having a div that we're going to write a class, we're going to write a style for, and that div is going to be login dash inner dash form. So quickly, let's come and write our class for this. Now for this we have a dot, so I'm pasting the other one, and inside it now we are having a max width of 400 pixel, margin setting 0 and auto for it. Let's save and let's refresh, because I want you to see where things begin to appear. So we'll go back here, and then inside this form, inside this inner form, we're going to do a div for our logo. Then we're going to call the class logo. And just before we move on, I want us to just pick our logo using our image tag. And we're going to take our image from our image, and we're still using this one, and we'll call it, the alternate is logo. But we forgot to give an anchor tag. We needed an anchor tag for it, so not really necessary. So we're putting the image in between the anchor tag, and here we're just using index.html. So let's quickly go and style our logo. For our logo we have dot login dot logo. So let's set the space for that. We're having text, align, we're having center, we're having max width, and we're using 150 pixel. We're also having margin of 0, auto, and let's use minus 35 pixel. Let's come and refresh our page. So this is our logo now. So the next one we want to move to is our logo image. So we're still going to write on that CSS login dot logo and then img, and then for that now we're going to be giving a background color. For me, I'm going to be using white, which is FFF, and I'm going to be padding it. I'm going to be giving it 20 pixel. I'm going to be creating a width for it, and the width is going to be 100 pixel. Also a height, I'm going to be using 100 pixel, and this is based on my logo. And I'm also going to be giving a border radius of 5 pixel. And then let's come back here and let's refresh. So now this is the border radius. If you look at it, there's a little curve here. This is the border radius, and because of the size of my logo, I made the width 100, the height 100. This is just because I already understand how my logo is. So it depends on the kind of logo you're using. If yours is wider now, you can now increase the width to either a 200, a 300, or it's higher, you can now increase the height. So now let's create the body part, the detail part of this login page. We're creating another div, and this div is going to carry a class, and the class is going to be named details, and this is where our form is going to be. Let's first create the appearance of this detail class. Now for this, now we are going to be calling it from the login dot login dot login inner form. Then we're going to come now to dot details, and then now we're going to giving out some attributes for the CSS. First is padding. Let's create a padding for it. 70 pixel by 30 pixel by another 30 pixel, and then let's add a background color so that we can see this. For this, I'm going to be using color that is from my logo, 880 880 E0E. I just mean E0E. So let's go to our website and let's see. So now this is it. This is a detail where our form is going to be. But let's continue. We're still working on it. And the next one we're going to do is max height. Or max width. Let's do max width first. 400 pixel. Then a margin. Now margin, we're giving it 0 auto and 15 pixel. And then lastly, we're going to do a border radius. We're going to carve that. The border radius of let's make it 15. I mean, let's make it 15. Oops. So you see it. I think it's supposed to be. It's even too much, but let's leave it for now. I think I would have preferred to work with 5, ordinary 5. So that one has been set. So I just noticed that the video is becoming too long. We have spent over 20 minutes now for this section. Now what we have left is to complete this detail class where we're going to put in our form. For now, this is where we are, and we're going to input our form, which will give us our form element, which is this input. These two inputs, one for the username, one for the password, and the login buttons with our header. And I think we will wrap up in the next video. So I believe this has been an impactful training section so far. Kindly give a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel. This encourages me to do more videos for you, and see you in the next video. Thank you.